Now at 9, local auto body repair shops see a rise in business related to all the recent severe weather. Plus, McDonald County authorities join in on the search for a missing kayaker, and work progresses on a new splash pad in Galena, Kansas.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Authorities have found the body of a kayaker who had been missing in high water. They found the body of 59-year-old Christopher Jaglin of Bella Vista, Arkansas, in Sugar Creek, north of the Sugar Creek Center in Bella Vista. Jaglin was last seen on Sunday entering the creek near the Missouri state line with fishing gear in a kayak. Currents remain swift from severe weekend storms in that area. After searching for a day, Bella Vista police asked Missouri authorities for help with the search, along with Little Sugar Creek along the Missouri-Arkansas line. More than a dozen White Rock firefighters performed a day-long shore search in addition to drone assistance, along with the Missouri State Highway Patrol, Water Patrol. The investigation will be turned over to the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy joins us now with a first look at weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a warmer day for us today, as we did go into lower 80s for afternoon highs, right where we should be. 81 for a high, average high, 81 degrees. We started at 58. We did get some scattered showers across the region, nothing too strong, nothing severe, which is great after all the severe weather we have seen. Temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler over the next couple days. They're going to be mainly into the 70s, but still pretty nice. Any showers we had earlier are gone. We still have some dying ones out to our west, but most of the big time storms are staying out across western Kansas, down through the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, and that's where they're going to stay as we go through the overnight hours. So quiet tonight, 66 by 11, 62 by 7. I think our overnight low right around 60, and then we rebound to 73 by 10 a.m. But we do have more rain in the forecast. We're going to be looking at that here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, some Joplin auto body repair businesses report an increase in customers in the wake of our severe weather. KOM's Fernanda Silva spoke to business owners and shares some of their advice.
Hail's kind of funny. It'll actually, everywhere it hits, it'll knock the dirt off of the car. So I got in my car this morning. I've been on vacation for 2 weeks. I get in my car this morning, I look at the windshield, and there's all these little clean spots on the windshield, and I thought, I've got hail.
Scott McCammon is lucky. Even though he's not excited about the extra dents on his car, he has an advantage.
I've been doing hail for 28 years. I can take care of this.
Owner of the touch-up shop, he says his business has been experiencing a rise in hail-related repairs for about 2 months.
Some extra work, which is always nice, and even for the customer, it's not that bad of a thing.
Customers that are coming often. Another body repair shop, Demarest Dents and Door Dings, received more than 20 calls after the weekend storm.
We have the storms come through and it hails, and then that's when we start getting busy.
Greg Demarest does the artistic work of putting things back in place.
Massage the dents back out and get the car back to as close to new as it was, without any, as close to new as we can.
According to the owners of Demarest Dents and Door Dings, trying to fix dents at home can lead to more expenses.
Typically when somebody tries to do dent work on their own car, they do a little bit more damage than what it originally started with, so we have to fix that before we can fix the dent.
The people don't have the lighting that they need to be able to see what they're doing, and they don't know. They don't have the proper training to figure out.
Another advice comes from the touch-up shop's owner for when handling insurance claims.
Wash your car before they look at it, because you want them to get as accurate a count as possible. If they do want you to take pictures, don't do it when the sun is at high noon. Wait until the sun has a long shadow. But when there's a long angle, like say the sun is on the horizon, getting ready for sunset or dawn, the dents will show more in the photographs if they have to take their own pictures.
According to McCammon, people don't need to worry about making an insurance claim because rates aren't raised over hail. In Joplin, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
According to Demarest Dents and Door Dings owners, the spring is their busiest season of the year, and they oftentimes need to hire extra help. Authorities investigate a suspicious trailer house fire in Jasper County. Crews responded to reports of a fire at the vacant residence Early this morning, Joplin, Webb City, and Oronogo Fire joined the fight with Dunnawig Fire. Authorities reported no injuries. The Missouri State Fire Marshal is assisting with the investigation. Despite the delay of swim season for Galena's City Pool due to maintenance, the construction of a new splash pad is underway. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
If all goes as planned, the community of Galena, Kansas will have a brand new splash pad at the city park towards the end of summer. The $100,000 splash pad is at no cost to the city thanks to community support.
Some volunteers, really about 5 or 6 women that were willing to do the grunt work, and that's what they've done the last 2 years, and they've done fundraiser after fundraiser. They've reached out to several businesses and private organizations for donations, and we've reached our goal.
While work on that project progresses, the city pool will be open May 31st after necessary maintenance.
It's right beside our city pool. However, it's going to be separate. So you don't have to go into the pool to use the splash pad. You can just use the splash pad. It's going to be free of charge. So, we're hoping that people will take care of it.
The first phase of building a bathroom and equipment room for the new splash pad is underway. Jonah Stringer, a grandma to 4 little ones, is already adding the splash pad into their late summer plans.
Yeah, it's hot. And we live right across the street, so we'll get a lot of use out of it. And he loved the splash pad in Bartlesville, so he'll enjoy it.
Reporting in Galena, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Admittance to the splash pad will be free of charge. Well, here's a story you can sink your teeth into. The Erie Market teamed up with Farm Bureau Financial Services today in Erie, Kansas to celebrate National Beef Burger Day. Folks were invited out to the Erie Market to celebrate with free burgers. The tasty event also provided a great way to give back to the community.
It means a lot to me that Farm Bureau is able to give back to the community and see that, we're here for them for the long run, and that we just want to support the ranchers.
Head over to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com to take part in a poll in recognition of National Beef Burger Day. The question, which topping would you never put on your hamburger? Well, coming up, mosquitoes are showing up more and more. We'll have tips to help you stay safe from those pesky pests. Introducing peanuts at an early age lowers the risk of developing a peanut allergy. That's according to a study out of King's College in London, which found children who regularly ate peanuts from infancy until the age of 5 reduced the rate of an allergy by about 70%. The study's authors suggest peanut products could be introduced as early as 4 months of age, depending on the child's readiness. Early consumption could prevent more than 100,000 new cases of peanut allergies a year. Have you heard the buzz? With mosquito season ramping up, health experts say there's plenty you can do to avoid bug bites and mosquito-borne diseases. Fox News' Ted Linder has the scoop.
As more and more people flock outdoors to soak up the warmer weather,
I'm tired of the cold. I'm ready to just be out in the sun.
So are loads of pesky mosquitoes.
The deadliest animal on the planet is the mosquito.
But while mosquito bites can cause itchy inflammation, they can also trigger worse health problems if the insect was carrying viruses.
The mosquito is known to transmit diseases like Zika, yellow fever, chikungunya, and dengue.
Symptoms of many mosquito-borne diseases can include high fevers, head and body aches, nausea, rashes, and more. Besides wearing pants and long-sleeve shirts and not going out after dusk, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says
the easiest way to prevent being infected with a mosquito-borne disease is to wear an effective repellent when you're outdoors.
Officials recommend EPA-registered products. Adding bug sprays with DEET and picaridin can provide lasting protection.
We have not seen where mosquitoes are developing tolerance to repellents.
On a larger level, state and local officials around the country are starting to spray and set up mosquito traps. This comes as the CDC is ramping up efforts to monitor if the bloodsuckers are building up resistance to certain insecticides.
What we've done is develop tools to help detect when that resistance might be occurring, and then we can provide recommendations on when to stop using those and when to use other products.
Meanwhile, to keep pests away from your yard, get rid of any containers that can harbor standing water, the perfect mosquito breeding ground. Ted Lindner, Fox News.
Helping others may be motivated by a specific region of the brain, and that's according to researchers in Britain who found brain damage in certain subregions of the ventromedial prefrontal cortex makes people less likely to want to help. Researchers also found brain damage to a nearby area of the brain actually made people more willing to help. The study's authors say understanding this region of the brain could help lead to new treatment of clinical disorders like psychopathy. Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast. And later, Crowder College baseball puts its season on the line as they take on Southern Nevada in the JUCO World Series.
Overall, it turned out to be a nice Tuesday for us today. We did have some light showers, especially late morning into the early afternoon hours. It didn't amount to too much, but about 1/10 of an inch. So this puts us at about 5.5 inches for the month, which is a little bit above normal for May, but of course we were below normal in March and April. So for the year, we're at 17, should be at 18, so we're about an inch behind, but we don't have to worry about drought conditions right now because we are out of our drought that we've had over the past couple years, and we need that trend to continue as we get into the summer months. All right, not a whole bunch going on. We have some dying showers out to our west, but any big time severe weather staying out across Colorado, western Kansas, down through the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, and this is going to slide southeast. So this is going to stay south of us as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight, but we do have some rain chances sticking around the next few days. See these little kinks in the upper level flow? These are weak little waves kind of riding over the Rockies, dropping in and giving us some showers and thunderstorms. Let's go ahead and walk through time for you. Tonight, partly cloudy. We drop back near 60. As we go through the morning hours tomorrow, you can see a couple little spotty showers trying to pop up. I think our better shot is going to be during the afternoon, especially long and south of the I-44 corridor. Now, anything that pops up is not going to be too strong. It's not going to be severe, but there could be a rumble or two of thunder. Anything that does pop up is gone by tomorrow evening. Tomorrow night, nice and calm, partly cloudy skies once again. Then as we go into Thursday, showers and thunderstorms increase again, especially once we get into the afternoon. These guys could be a little bit stronger. We could get some strong storms. I'm not anticipating anything severe, but we could get some stronger storms as we go into Thursday afternoon. Then by Thursday evening, again, we lose the heating of the day and the showers and thunderstorms dissipate. So rainfall amounts, not a ton, especially if you live in our northern counties, but some areas along and south of I-44, you may pick up a half an inch, maybe even upwards to an inch with some of those stronger showers and thunderstorms. 62 in the morning, 77 by noon. I think our high 78, 79 degrees with those showers sticking around. Let's go later on this week because Thursday looks fine, but a batch of thunderstorms roll in on Friday, out on Saturday. Those could be a little bit stronger as well. I think most of Saturday afternoon looks pretty good. Then here we go again for Sunday into Monday, and that's going to be our better chance to get some severe weather. Showers and thunderstorms Thursday, Friday, very low severe threat. As we go into Sunday, low severe threat, but our threat goes up a little bit late Sunday into Monday, and then we have another threat June 8th through 11th, and then hopefully we can get out of severe weather season. 78 tomorrow, 77 on Thursday, 75 on Friday. The bulk of the weekend looks pretty good. 79 Saturday, back to 83 on Sunday, warming up for us next week.
Hopefully we can go back down to those 70s. Thanks, Doug. Well, coming up, if you've been waiting to buy a new car, we're going to tell you when the best time to make a move might be. Wireless provider T-Mobile is taking over most of U.S. Cellular in a deal worth nearly $4.5 billion. T-Mobile will acquire U.S. Cellular stores and its customers, along with about 30% of U.S. Cellular's wireless spectrum. T-Mobile says it plans to improve coverage in rural areas and for U.S. Cellular customers across the country. U.S. Cellular customers will be able to keep their current plans or switch to a T-Mobile plan. The White House announced steps to modernize a major roadblock to America's clean energy transformation, namely the nation's aging and inefficient electrical infrastructure. The new initiative between the federal government and 21 states aims to make faster fixes and improvements to the grid. There's also a commitment to building a bigger and more modern grid as part of an effort to reduce power outages and increase electrical transmission capacity. For consumers who've been holding off on buying a new car, this summer's auto deals could finally bring relief. Karen Kafa is in Washington with the details on what industry experts are watching right now.
This summer could finally be a good time to buy a new car.
One of the good news items for consumers is that inventory is abundant.
Supply chain disruptions during the COVID-19 pandemic crunched new auto inventories and sent new car prices skyrocketing. But according to Cox Automotive, dealers' new vehicle inventory is the highest it's been since late in 2020. And as dealers look to clear lots for next year's models in the fall, Brian Moody, senior editor at Auto Trader, says consumers have more options.
There's a little bit more new cars than used cars, but the reason that's good for consumers is because it offers the choice, the vehicle they want. And also when it comes to new cars, that means that there is the potential for greater incentives depending on which car you're shopping for.
0% financing deals for buyers with good credit are more common this year than last, according to Edmunds. Edmunds also finds average discounts on 2023 and 2024 model year vehicles more in line with pre-COVID prior year model discounts. But Brian Moody says deals will vary across makes, models, and location depending on what's on dealers' lots.
Research the incentives in your area because they can vary from zip code to zip code, and make sure that the car that you're looking for has the discount that you want. And if not, then go find one that does have a discount.
The best deals are likely to be had on slower selling models like sedans and hatchbacks, Moody says, rather than popular models like compact SUVs. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
U.S. home prices hit a record high in March. That's according to the S&P CoreLogic Case Shiller U.S. National Home Price Index. It found home prices across the country jumped 6.5% in March from a year earlier. This is the 6th time the index has reached a new record over the past year. Up next, we'll learn why scientists think they may have found a planet capable of fostering intelligent life. Scientists have discovered a potentially habitable planet about 40 light years away. A study says it's smaller than Earth, but larger than Venus. It falls within the habitable zone where liquid water and possibly life as we know it can exist. The planet orbits a small star in the constellation Pisces. Researchers calculated surface temperature to be a steamy 42 degrees Celsius. Now, getting there would take 225,000 years on the fastest spacecraft we have. Just a little jaunt. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports is coming your way. The Southwest Missouri Food Bank hands out free seeds and plants to residents. Plus, people across the central U.S. are picking up the pieces after the latest round of severe storms tore through over the weekend.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Some Southwest Missouri residents today got free plants and seeds to grow at home. Chris Bryant spoke to the organizers about this opportunity for people to cultivate their own garden.
So you want to explore the possibility of having a green thumb.
Gardening can be very inexpensive. You can make it really expensive.
But knowing where to start can be a tough row to hoe.
What are you looking for? Tomatoes?
Tomatoes?
Tomatoes. And cucumbers.
And cucumbers. While those two hope for a windfall when it comes to planting, Dad knows that today's event is an effort to keep the bad seeds away.
A way to get the kids out in the garden, to be able to have them enjoying things, eating the food that we make ourselves. I mean, as you can see, the community loves it. It's something that has always been a huge bonus for us.
Crosslines and Full Circle Gardens at Ozarks Food Harvest work to make sure those who take advantage use the correct path as they wander through the garden.
Bigger each year, we kind of refine things as the numbers grow, and it's just really a great opportunity for the community to come together and talk about gardening, growing plants, hunger relief, and get people excited about growing and sharing food.
While many are just starting out when it comes to problems, those on hand try to nip those in the bud.
We're really just trying to increase access to education around gardening and growing your own food and reduce barriers to gardening.
The plants and seeds were free to the public as a way to make sure people have access to locally grown food through food cultivation and resources, outreach, and garden education.
I like peppers, so it's great for me to be able to get all my spicy things. Wife's got her flowers and herbs, things like that.
And for our 2 peas in a pod, while new tomato plants are in the harvest plans, they are keeping their eyes out for another vegetable.
Because the family like cucumbers.
I understand.
If you missed out on this year's plant and seed giveaway and want more information about starting your own garden, you can reach out to Full Circle Gardens at Ozarks Food Harvest.
Missouri conservation officials say snakes are among the state's most misunderstood animals, so they're trying to correct that. They will host an in-person program called Snakes Alive at the Missouri Department of Conservation's Shoal Creek Conservation Education Center in Joplin, and that will be on Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. It'll cover such topics as the valuable service snakes provide for pest control. The center conducted a virtual program on that same topic today. To sign up for Saturday's in-person program, you can check out the link on KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, firefighters rescue a carnival worker who was trapped on a Ferris wheel early this morning in Chesterfield, Missouri. Authorities say the worker was helping dismantle the ride when a section collapsed and trapped him 45 feet in the air shortly before 2 a.m. The rescue took about 45 minutes, with several firefighters going up to rescue the 54-year-old worker who they harnessed and lowered to the ground safely. The worker was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. The death toll continues to rise after storms ripped across America's heartland over the weekend. Fox weather correspondent Max Gordon has more from Sanger, Texas.
It's a lot of loss, big loss.
Folks throughout the central U.S. are assessing the damage Tuesday after a series of deadly storms and tornadoes rolled through over the holiday weekend, destroying hundreds of homes and businesses across a number of states, including Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kentucky. But the hardest hit was Texas, where one tornado killed at least 7 people and injured 100 more. And here in the town of Valley View, residents are dealing with near total devastation.
I have never seen something like this. It was terrible. I couldn't conceive the strength that it had.
Overall, at least 23 people died in these storms. Some are dealing with the loss of multiple family members. People saying the wind and rain came on quickly, leaving them little time to evacuate.
I was texting my sister, said it was going to be okay. Nothing's going to happen. And then we lost signal. I didn't hear from them again.
And that was the last time you spoke?
That was the last time I spoke to her.
Officials are now trying to clear the debris and get life back to normal, but it won't be easy. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders saying bluntly that this is not going to be a fast process. And while FEMA surveys the damage, Texas Governor Greg Abbott says his office is ready to get to work.
They need your prayers. They need your support. And God willing, we will help them rebuild their lives as quickly as possible.
Folks here in northern Texas are still dealing with severe weather, and forecasters say that more rain is expected throughout the rest of the week. In Sanger, Texas, Max Gordon, Fox Weather.
A bit later, staying safe while cooling off.
As we mark the official start of summer, an expert reminds you how to stay safe in the water. I'm Connor Hansen in New York with that story coming up.
Overall, it turned out to be a nice Tuesday for us today. We did have some light showers, especially late morning into the early afternoon hours. It didn't amount to too much, but about 1/10 of an inch. So this puts us at about 5.5 inches for the month, which is a little bit above normal for May, but of course we were below normal in March and April. So for the year, we're at 17, should be at 18, so we're about an inch behind, but we don't have to worry about drought conditions right now because we are out of our drought that we've had over the past couple years, and we need that trend to continue as we get into the summer months. All right, not a whole bunch going on. We have some dying showers out to our west, but any big time severe weather staying out across Colorado, western Kansas, down through the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, and this is going to slide southeast. So this is going to stay south of us as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight, but we do have some rain chances sticking around the next few days. See these little kinks in the upper level flow? These are weak little waves kind of riding over the Rockies, dropping in and giving us some showers and thunderstorms. Let's go ahead and walk through time for you. Tonight, partly cloudy. We drop back near 60. As we go through the morning hours tomorrow, you can see a couple little spotty showers trying to pop up. I think our better shot is going to be during the afternoon, especially along and south of the I-44 corridor. Now, anything that pops up is not going to be too strong. It's not going to be severe, but there could be a rumble or two of thunder. Anything that does pop up is gone by tomorrow evening. Tomorrow night, nice and calm. Partly cloudy skies once again. Then as we go into Thursday, showers and thunderstorms increase again, especially once we get into the afternoon. These guys could be a little bit stronger. We could get some strong storms. I'm not anticipating anything severe, but we could get some stronger storms as we go into Thursday afternoon. Then by Thursday evening, again, we lose the heating of the day and the showers and thunderstorms dissipate. So rainfall amounts, not a ton, especially if you live in our northern counties, but some areas along and south of I-44, you may pick up a half an inch, maybe even upwards to an inch with some of those stronger showers and thunderstorms. 62 in the morning, 77 by noon. I think our high 78, 79 degrees with those showers sticking around. Let's go later on this week because Thursday looks fine, but a batch of thunderstorms roll in on Friday, out on Saturday. Those could be a little bit stronger as well. I think most of Saturday afternoon looks pretty good. Then here we go again for Sunday into Monday, and that's going to be our better chance to get some severe weather. Showers and thunderstorms Thursday, Friday, very low severe threat. As we go into Sunday, low severe threat, but our threat goes up a little bit late Sunday into Monday, and then we have another threat June 8th through 11th, and then hopefully we can get out of severe weather season. 78 tomorrow, 77 on Thursday, 75 on Friday. The bulk of the weekend looks pretty good. 79 Saturday, back to 83 on Sunday, warming up for us next week.
Well, coming up in sports, Crowder baseball plays an elimination game in the Junior College World Series, plus more than a dozen high school baseball players from the 4 states receive all-state honors. John Dales has those stories and more. Next.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. At the Junior College World Series today, in an elimination game, Crowder enters the bottom of the 9th inning with a 2-run lead over Southern Nevada, but allows 3 runs to score, which ends the Rough Riders season in heartbreaking fashion.
Oh, it's just unfortunate. We just didn't make the plays when we needed to, pitches when we needed to, and just get the big swings like we hoped to when we came out here. This one will be something I talk about for a while. There's some things that happened in this tournament, internally that we got to clean up and go do. Our bullpen was our strength coming in, and I'm not saying it let us down, because they're kids and they went out, but our bullpen was our strength, and we didn't pitch like it, out here. So disappointing, very disappointing that we got to go home. It's over for us, but. It's a hell of a year, and these kids battled all year.
The Kansas Association of Baseball Coaches releases its 2024 All-State teams today. In Class 2-1A, Colgan's Cooper Simmons is named Player of the Year as a middle infielder. Panther head coach Mike Watt also selected as 2-1A Coach of the Year. Now here's a complete list of honorees from Southeast Kansas in Class 2-1A. Simmons' teammates Kyson Bennett and Gus Keller join him on the first team All-State. This comes after the Panthers finished 3rd at the state tournament last week in Great Bend. Northeast Arma teammates Spencer Wade and Jonas Sparks are named to the 2nd team and honorable mention, respectively. Over to Class 3A, 3 All-State honorees come from Southeast Kansas. Humboldt outfielder Sam Hull is named to the 1st team. Riverton pitcher Noah Harper gets selected to the 2nd team. And Peyton Gaines from Baxter Springs receives honorable mention All-State honors. The Class 4A All-State team is loaded with local players. 3 of them make it on the 1st team. Dub Chipman from Fort Scott is a 1st team All-State pitcher. Then Chanute teammates Lars Kester and Rhett Smith are on the 1st team as first baseman and infielder. There's a lot more than just them. On the 2nd team All-State, Class 4A, Labette County's Hudson Baker gets the selection as an outfielder. Spencer Goldston joins him. His Fort Scott teammate Rocco Lafredo is on the third team, one of 3 Tigers to be named to the 4A All-State roster. Chanute also has 3 players on the 4A team. On top of being a first-team infielder, Rhett Smith gets an honorable mention as a pitcher, and Chris Harding receives honorable mention status as a designated hitter. The Joplin Outlaws are off to a 1-2 start to their 2024 season. They begin their second series of the year on the road at Fort Smith tonight. Now, it's the first time this year that the Outlaws make the trip to Fort Smith, Arkansas to take on the Marshall. Game not yet finished as we come on the air. It's the top of the 8th inning, and the Outlaws lead that contest 9-7. These two will play each other again tomorrow. It's getting to be that time of the year where we're starting up with the summer baseball, but also end of the season for a lot of our local teams. Really tough to see Crowder go out like that, but even just making it to the Junior College World Series, big accomplishment for them.
Yeah, they got to be proud of that for sure, and I'm glad the coach mentioned that at the end there.
Yeah, just making it this far is a testament to how good these players are.
All right, so we got any big games coming up this week?
Yeah, that we do. Joplin Outlaws have their first home game on Thursday, and then tomorrow as well, the Nevada Griffins play their first home game, first game of their whole season.
All right, sounds exciting. We'll be back with more news after this. Childhood drownings are on the rise, and with the busiest water activity season upon us, an expert from the National Drowning Prevention Alliance weighs in on what parents need to know to keep children safe this summer. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has this story.
The swim season is upon us, but before you dive in, it's important to know it's not all fun and games. Drowning is the leading cause of death among children ages 1 to 4 and the second leading cause of injury-related death among children up to age 14, according to the CDC.
It's important for parents to recognize that there's not one single thing that they can do to completely eliminate the risk of drowning.
But there are ways to significantly reduce the risk for your family. The National Drowning Prevention Alliance urging anyone spending time around water this summer to remember the 5 layers of drowning protection: barriers and alarms, making sure homeowners restrict access to water as much as possible, supervision, being in the water or keeping a close eye on swimmers, water competency, getting kids enrolled in swim lessons as early as possible. The American Academy of Pediatrics now recommends kids can start swimming lessons as early as their first birthday. Life jackets, wearing the flotation devices on boats and in lakes and rivers, along with adults modeling good life jacket behavior. And emergency preparedness, knowing what to do in an emergency situation.
Talking with your family about these steps can mean the difference from everyone enjoying and having wonderful memories from a day recreating around the water to preventing an unfortunate tragedy.
Drowning rates in the U.S. have increased since 2020, and Adam Kaczmarski, executive director of the Alliance, says that's in part because behaviors have changed since the beginning of the pandemic.
Some people who were used to going to a community pool to recreate with their family maybe installed a backyard pool or maybe are now recreating around natural bodies of water. We're also experiencing a lifeguard and swim instructor shortage in this country.
Before you head to the pool, lake, or beach, Kaczmarski says it's important to know drowning incidents don't look the way they're portrayed in movies and TV.
The reality is it's going to happen quick and silently, and your child's going to be straight up and down in the water. They're going to be submerged. They might have a panicked look on their face, but it can be hard to identify, even for well-trained lifeguards.
Drowning can take just 20 to 60 seconds, making it critical to talk to your kids about water safety in various environments ahead of the summer swim season. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Gordon Ramsay returns to your televisions tomorrow with the premiere of season 14 of MasterChef. We'll get a sneak peek next. Fox's cooking competition MasterChef is back with season 14 and a whole new theme this time as generations of home cooks go for the grand prize. Chefs Gordon Ramsay and Aaron Sanchez joined us for a preview of the new season ahead of its premiere tomorrow. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
Incredible. Generations square off in the MasterChef kitchen on season 14. Gen Z, millennials, Gen X, and baby boomers.
Baby boomers were incredible. Their flavor profile was just off the charts. Their presentation skills were but the flavour. And then they stood on their feet way longer. They never complained about the time, the cook, and they were just so energetic. The Gen Zs were funny, and the Gen Xs were funny, and so it was a fascinating combination and a clash of the ages.
Chefs Gordon Ramsay and Aaron Sanchez and restaurateur Joe Bastianich return as judges.
I can relate to the generational thing because I'm a third-generation cookbook author. My grandmother wrote a great cookbook in the mid-'80s, all about Mexican family-style cooking. My mom, of course, was like this pioneer Mexican chef, had a restaurant for 30 years in New York City, author of 3 books. I Am Who I Am. I have 3 books and restaurants, so it's like really neat to see, and I can relate to all the different cooking styles.
Sanchez says baby boomers brought the nostalgia.
They really brought some old school recipes that people, I think, forgot about and forgot about how delicious they were.
He adds younger generations delivered digital age dishes.
They're influenced by social media, they're influenced by trends and stuff, so I was very surprised how they were able to sort of execute some of the things that they see and actually, convert that into good flavor.
Let's eat. All show off their skills to win $250,000 and the title of America's Master Chef, starting May 29th on Fox.
Let's go.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
That's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of cabras at the Toronto Zoo. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.